Hey, we're Tiff and Jill, and we're gonna piss off your trainer, challenge everything you've been told, and show you what actually works for your body after 40.
If you've been doing everything right and still feel like shit, you're in the right place. Welcome to MoonBody, and let us help you get to your best damn life.
All right, guys, today we have a topic. What the fuck, perimenopause? All the symptoms they never told you about.
Yeah, and we're going to highlight 6 main symptoms that we have seen probably the most with all of the women that we've talked with.
Yeah, and I feel like the reason this podcast came about was Jill and I had an idea of what perimenopause symptoms were out there, because obviously we were dealing with it. We were coaching women who were dealing with it, and none of them were hot flashes and weird longer cycles or missed periods.
No, it was mostly things that we would otherwise attribute to stress or gut health or something else, which is interrelated.
Yeah,
but
we'll get into those. But our eyes were so open, we started doing client calls, consultations. And we were hearing symptoms that we were like, what?
Wait, that's a thing?
That's a thing? Or you have that too? I have that now. Wait a minute. Is this perimenopause? And lo and behold, quick little research, you find out it freaking is, and no one told you that your skin was going to be itching or your joints are going to be aching.
Or that your ears...
Yeah, we're going to be itchy, the deep itch. We all just thought it was hot flashes and missed periods.
Yeah.
Turns out that's barely the case.
So much more, and if there's something weird going on in your life and you're not really sure, odds are
it's probably perimenopause.
It's tied to perimenopause.
Yes. So the list of symptoms that are just literally make you go, what the shit, perimenopause, is so long. We just picked the top 6 that we felt like most women that we've been working with have had these.
Yes.
The
first one is the most common one.
Yeah. It's most common, and I think it's the first one to show up. It shows up the earliest, but it's so easy to attribute it to other things because of where you tend to be in life, what your life looks like when you're in your 40s.
Yeah.
Late 30s, your early
or I was
40s.
going to say your mid-30s. I feel like a lot of people, it starts in their mid-30s.
Yep. And that one is sleep.
Yeah. So, like 60% of women are going to deal with sleep issues in perimenopause.
Yes.
And when I say sleep issues, I mean trouble going to sleep, trouble staying asleep, racing thoughts in the middle of the night. Maybe.
Yeah. That 3 a.m. wake up and you desperately want to go back to sleep because you're counting the hours until your freaking alarm's going to go off and you just can't go back to sleep.
Yeah. So what's really going down?
Well, lots of things, actually. So I just want to put a little preface out. We're going to talk about why some of these symptoms are happening, but a lot of them, it's a whole laundry list of what's happening in your body. And we're going to maybe talk about the main reason this could be happening or the main one we tend to work with women on. But there could be other reasons. Mm-hmm. But for sleep, for most women, it's stress. It's your cortisol. Is getting so dysregulated. Yeah. You're drinking caffeine as soon as you wake up in the morning. You wake up, look right at your phone, you got 12 notifications, and your cortisol should rise in the morning. It's supposed to help us wake up, but caffeine plus the notifications plus go life, it just stays up, and our system just starts to get a little out of whack and dysregulated, and it doesn't go down when it's time to go to sleep at night, or it's peaking at that 3 a.m. window. Yeah. Telling your body it's time to get up, even though you're like, I have 3 more hours of sleep. Please, God, let me go to sleep.
And sometimes that's why when you wake up at 3 a.m., you get real hot. You start to have that hot flash just because that cortisol is rising up and it's making you hot. Now, why this is tied to perimenopause specifically is because our progesterone levels begin to drop, which that's one of the regulators of the cortisol. That's one of the hormones that's going to help us balance out. It's going to make us nice and sleepy. It's going to help us get good sleep.
Feel calm.
Yeah.
So, the dang sleep. It's the first one, but I also think it's so easy to just be like, I'm not sleeping well because I'm stressed, or I'm not sleeping well because who even knows? You start to think, I need a fan on, or my kids are climbing in the bed with me, or I've been staying up late because I have a work project due, but I'm also getting up early. And so it's so easy to just think. The stress of
business, the stress of work, so many little things. And I know when women wake up and they start to come to, the things you're worrying about are the first things you're thinking about. And then you start to spin out.
Yeah. So that's the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, this one still hits me.
It literally got us in the middle of our last podcast.
And that's the brain fog. And I feel like it's so easy to laugh about because literally a word that you've used your whole life.
And you just had it. Like you visualized it in your head or it was on the tip of your tongue. Gone.
Yeah. Or you go into a room and you're like, why the hell did I walk in here for? What am I doing?
Dude, that just happened to me the other day. And I was like, well, I guess I got to walk back to where I was.
Right? You backtrack. You're like, if I come back here, maybe I'll remember
what was I thinking
there.
about?
It's so
I figured it
true.
out. Yes.
Did you?
And then I was like, I got to hold it. I got to hold it. I got to hold it as I walked back
repeating it
to where I went to.
That's so funny. It's so real though. Like you're forgetting things that you never have forgotten.
Yeah. Or maybe you're like a speaker or you like lead meetings and you've never had big hiccups and suddenly you're like,
yeah,
the whole thing's just gone.
Yeah, my whole thing. Gone.
I know moms deal with it a lot with kiddos. Like ask them to do something and then they come back and ask you a question. You're like, what did I even ask you to do?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
I don't remember. It's so real. And it just like takes you longer to maybe process things.
Or recall, pull up.
Yeah.
Or go through the Rolodex of kids' names.
Call every single name out, every single thing.
We used to make really bad fun of my mom about that.
And now do you feel bad?
Bad. I feel bad about it.
Now she feels bad.
Sorry, Mom.
You know what's crazy? It's literally the number 2 symptom that if you ask like women of all the perimenopause symptoms, it's the second most bothersome. But just for fun, before we got on our podcast, I was like, I wonder if I just Google, what are the top perimenopause symptoms? Like, even the freaking Mayo Clinic didn't have brain fog until, like, in a secondary paragraph. At the top was hot flashes, which, I don't know, in all of the ones we've talked to, hot flashes have come up. Temperature.
Yeah, but it's not normally
but it's
a big
not
thing.
The biggest thing.
Night sweats are the bigger, and I think that's more about the sleep and the cortisol rising early and it can get hot, right? That's what I think, the basal temperature changes. But I think that we talked about this on our call in the Universe last night, and I had this thought, and I did not share it last night, so I'm going to share it now. I think hot flashes are the number one because comedians make fun of it. So I think it's easy to make fun of in mainstream media, and that's why people relate it. That's what I think.
Also wonder, so like your perimenopause is probably different than your mom's, and it's way different than your grandma's because modern day living is so stressful. And you'll hear us in all of these that this nervous system, the stress response, the cortisol is playing a major part in some of these symptoms. And when life was less stressful, maybe hot flashes
and food quality was better.
Food quality was better.
Yep.
Hot flashes might have been a major symptom because that
vasodilation.
Vasomotor system.
Yep.
Thanks, brain fog. That one is less interrupted by some of the cortisol patterns and nervous system patterns, and so I wonder if it actually for moms,
generations
grandmothers,
before us,
like it might have been a number one, but it's no longer.
Yeah,
it is no longer a top symptom.
Even if it was, I still think that mainstream media grabbed that, and that's why we know about it, really.
Oh, yeah. And it is way more fun to make fun of that than somebody whose bones are aching. That's not funny.
No, not really. Not really.
I mean, maybe we'll make it funny.
How do you make fun? Like, it's physically, like, physical comedy, right? It's harder to make fun of that, to act it out, to play it out.
Yeah, their mom opening the freezer. Yeah.
I don't know, but one of these, I'm going to be like, what?
What?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's really going on that's causing this? Brain fog.
At the heart of it, I would say it's 2 pieces, and they're very food related, which is cool. So you could work on some food stuff and get this fixed. But first one, we'll talk about gut health. If your gut health is poor, like your cells aren't getting really what they need, you're not having all the little micronutrients and things that your brain needs to run.
The minerals and the different things,
Yeah, the like not minutia, not like you're not proteins, fats, carbs kind of thing, but like the magnesium, salt, calcium, things like that. And so that's fueling a little bit of that just poor cognitive function, but also inflammation. We're eating,
we eat
dairy,
foods that
gluten,
inflame us.
just life is inflammatory anymore. Like
sugary
tons
diet.
of processed food. Yeah, you're on the go, so you're grabbing things that are easy grab and go items. It's just fueling the inflammation, and
disguising some of the brain fog with caffeine. That's actually causing more inflammation.
Yeah, it's just spinning it up even more.
One more that we talked about on last week's podcast that I didn't bring up, but like it wasn't on our notes either, but how much is under eating for women and under fueling, creating brain fog.
Carbs.
Like literally they're starving their brain to some degree.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. I didn't realize how real it was until I started eating what I was supposed to be eating. So, and think about if you're under eating and then not eating the best quality, and then maybe you do because of a very stressful lifestyle in general, work, kids, whatever, have leaky gut. So now what you are eating, you're not even absorbing what you need to. Your poor brain.
Your poor brain.
Poor brain.
Poor brain. Yeah. And what an easy fix.
Yeah.
To just
have
work on your gut.
Massive improvement.
Eat, better quality. I would say this for me is the first place that I'm like, I've been getting a little out of pocket with my nutrition or my lack of nervous system regulation, lack of stress management practices, is my brain starts to just run slower. Yeah, for real. Like I feel like I'm just like in slow motion. Losing words. So clearly I need to get on it because last week and this week both my brain is.
Well, I think that directly ties to number 3, which is probably the one I feel like when we first started taking client calls for MoonBody and for these topics, this was a big one that people would like to see improvement in.
Oh, yeah.
And that is energy and fatigue. So they just felt like a lack of energy, midday lull. They felt like, bling, bling. It was reminding us, get your energy up. Like not having energy after work or after activities to like be themselves.
So exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, pour out your whole cup with all the things you have to do and then have nothing left for anything that is what you would want to do.
And sometimes this disguises itself as like doom scrolling, dissociating from like, get me away from everybody. No, cancel the plans, do whatever. That's not how we're actually designed to be.
No, especially women. We actually need the community connection. There's some really interesting studies about that being key for us regulating our nervous system. And I also feel like it's the first place that we retreat from. But yeah, we definitely, I would say the majority of women that we're working with have some sort of energy, whether they're feeling that afternoon crash, they feel like they're pulling themselves out of bed, or they're falling asleep on the couch. Like dinner, dishes, they sit on the couch to watch TV with their husband, and then they're zonk. Like they fall asleep every night.
Or they're this was literally me, but my husband would make fun of me, and I didn't realize how tied to like the stuff you're going to get into here in a second about it is. But like, he'd be like, we can't even watch a movie because if you get horizontal, we're done. Like, can't lay on the couch to watch a movie. You better sit up. Yeah. Because if you go horizontal, we're done.
That actually was one of our clients had really early in her journey. One of her big wins one week was that she stayed up and actually watched a show movie. Or a movie with her family. She's like, I didn't fall asleep. So, yeah, there's some fixes.
Now, this does tie back in what causes that drop in energy or that fatigue to build up in our body. There's some ties to what we were just talking about with brain fog.
Oh, yes.
So these normally kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, there's so much of this because your whole body functions as an ecosystem. It's not siloed. Just your brain and just your reproduction and just your cardiopulmonary system. Like, it's all together.
And they all operate together. Yeah. And if one's out of whack, it's going to force everything else a little bit out of whack.
Absolutely. So the first is your mitochondria. Which
Going
is,
back to 8th grade
I
biology.
know, literally. Do you remember drawing your little cell and your mitochondria? Yeah.
The powerhouse,
Of the cell. That gets affected when your estrogen starts to get a little unstable, maybe decline. It gets affected, and it's not as efficient at making energy then. So that just in and of itself, it's harder for your body to make energy. You're going to have less of it.
And I think that you could say that perimenopause, obviously the decline in estrogen drives that, but also that is a natural aging diminish over time. But when you suddenly start to notice it, it's because of that estrogen.
So, and I do think, because I think this is one slight rabbit hole here before we get back to the why, that if you were to bring this up to your primary care and you're like, I'm just exhausted all the time, and they'd be like, well, it's just part of getting older.
Yep.
But you'll know, like, here's a little tool for yourself. You can look up sex-matched studies, and they'll look up men and women of the same age. Are they dealing with the same things? And if they're not, it's not just part of getting older.
Yeah.
Like, it is specific to your womanhood.
Yes.
And probably related to
Perimenopause.
I imagine people get tired of us saying this, but the gut health.
The gut health. But it's the drive. So your gut is what drives
It's your second
inflammation
brain.
in your body.
Yeah.
It's what drives the stress response in your body from the nutrients you take in. So of course, it always comes back to that, because if your food, if the energy you're taking in is causing inflammation, it's going to make the external stress so much worse.
I was listening to a podcast with a doctor, a gut health specialist, and she's a research scientist or a research physician or whatever. And they call the stomach the second brain. And I just had like this biggest light bulb, because I'm like, we know how much your gut health impacts everything. And we think our brain controls everything, and it does. But so does our gut.
Yeah, but like literally
does
think
our
about it's not even a wives' tale. I'm going to call it a wives' tale, but that old adage of like, what does your gut tell you? How does that feel? And you all know when we say, what is the gut feeling, what that means. It literally is a second brain.
Yeah, it literally
like when
is.
that intuition kicks up to not go down that road, and then you find out later there was an accident, like gut knowing, right?
Gut knows.
Yeah.
And the gut
But it
may not be in good health if you're dealing with energy and fatigue.
Yeah.
You absorb with poor absorption, you're not getting the nutrients you need. You're going to be tired.
And which means you're not getting the fuel.
Yeah.
Or probably using the fuel efficiently. It's like putting fully leaded gas in a car designed for premium unleaded gas.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to slow it down and like make it wonky.
And you'll know you need to adjust your gut health if you are eating all of the right things. You're eating tons of fruits and vegetables, you're getting tons of fiber, you're drinking your water, lean protein, and you still feel like you're dragging. Your gut health is a major factor, because you should be absorbing all of that goodness you're eating.
When we say gut health, I think a lot of people think that that's just what you eat.
Yeah.
But it's not. When we talk about the external stress and the nervous system, those tie directly in to the nervous system in particular operates the gut, and they are intertwined very tightly. So it's about controlling stress in totality.
Yeah, which is the direct lead-in to kind of the third reason you could be fatigued in perimenopause and be struggling with that is the chronic stress.
So the hormone system.
Yeah, and it's expensive energetically for your body to be on high alert all the time. And beyond that, when you're on that high alert, you're not actually getting restful sleep. It's like you hit sleep on your computer, but all the tabs are still open and running. And like your eyes might be closed, you might be sleeping, but you're not actually in a restorative state of sleep. So even if you are sleeping, you're not going to wake up rested. And then let's add one more. It's not even in the notes. The recommended amount of sleep, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. Women need more.
Yeah,
we know women need
women
more.
need 9 to 10.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, that was one of the biggest changes I made. I prioritized sleep, period, and like huge changes in weight loss from that.
But I also feel like lifestyle factor. How many women are the first to sacrifice sleep in the name of getting up and meal prepping, getting their workout in, getting up, and they're going to get up and pack and get everything ready for their family.
Yep.
They're
And
the
hustle
ones that
culture
actually need the sleep.
lifts it up and praises it, and it's actually like one of the worst things you could probably be doing. So when we talk about the stress and the hormone response, Tiff, specifically, again, we're talking about cortisol and that elevation and how it impacts the gut and how it impacts the nervous system. And it's all flipping connected. Nothing siloed here.
No, it's all connected. Which the more you start to understand that about the body, the more you're like, our healthcare system makes no sense.
No. And some of our offshoot, like with the wellness field, like you need somebody who kind of gets all of it, not just the little itty bitty pieces. Or if you've been piecemealing it together and you have this doctor over here and this doctor over here and this doctor, and maybe this trainer and whatever, and you're not getting results, it's probably because you haven't found the thing that like
the overall. I literally, was it a baseball analogy that I had last time? I got another one.
Yeah, catch.
I got another one.
Teaching.
It's kind of like the way we go to seek healthcare now is you went to a pitching coach and you went to a hitting coach and then you went to a running coach, but no one's actually making sure your whole team knows how to play the game together. And I'm like, that's what you need. You need the general manager.
Yeah.
Like all of this specific stuff matters to a point, but not really.
And the general manager can pinpoint the actual
like, hey, you need to go
right
do
now.
This. Yeah, but you need something that is looking over and seeing the whole picture.
You and your silly baseball season analogies right now. I love it.
For real. For real. Mood swings. Mood swings / rage.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
Like all the unhinged, the trend right now on
the feminine rage.
The feminine rage.
Which I am here for.
Behavior.
I am here for the feminine rage. But I think this is a little different. This is maybe the situation you're in warrants a this response and you come out with a this response and you're like, why the fuck did I fly off the handle? That is like, why did that get me so hard? Crying at the drop of a hat.
Like, or like the stress that you used to be able to manage no problem and now it's like next level hard.
Like life feels like you're hanging by a thread.
Yep.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is one that I don't think many women brought this up. And all of our clients, women that we're talking to, they will willingly bring up that they're tired all the time. They'll willingly bring up that they're struggling with brain fog. But I don't feel like this one, tell me what you think. I don't think this one comes up unless we bring it up in most cases.
I was going to say, if we bring it up, they'll be like, yeah. But they won't bring it up on their own. I think
there's so much shame with this one.
There's a lot of shame.
There's an idea that you should be able to control your response.
And our society perpetuates that, and then they call women emotional, and we act like it's a bad thing when it's not. So
I think there's some shame around it. But like 70% of women report irritability or mood swings with perimenopause. Like it's significant.
And I think that it also gets worse with your cycle because the hormone fluctuates so hard to make sure you have a cycle that like we have had women who are like, I don't know, I think I have PMDD or I have XYZ, and I'm like, or you're perfectly healthy and your hormones just have to work harder to make the cycle happen now. But they're judging themselves because of that emotional response. Okay, so why all the rage and up and down?
And up and down.
And I want to add to this one, maybe for the first time in your life you have anxiety, maybe for the first time in your life. I know for me, I went through a way huge bout of depression, so those can also play into this.
Yeah, I think, we have it here. Women are 2 to 4 times more likely to experience depression during perimenopause.
Yeah.
And the reason is, or some of the reason, and again, it's not a single thing. You are not a siloed being. You're so many things, so many factors, but in your body, your estrogen and serotonin, like your estrogen is going to affect your serotonin. So like your feel good, be happy is going to go down. Also, your gut health is probably not great because of stress and how stress impacts your gut health. And 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut. So we're not going to go into it because it's super boring, but there's 3 or 4 ways that poor gut health impacts that mood in a big way on those neurotransmitters that make you happy and keep you regulated. So truly, and then progesterone is related to GABA, which makes you kind of like feel chill and mellow. So as progesterone is maybe dropping, that support for GABA is, your serotonin is with its connection to estrogen, and then also the poor gut health. And so now your mood is not regulated. It's going like this. You feel horrible about it. You also, because that serotonin drop, like the ability to find joy in life and feel hopeful about life is also lessened, which is where that depression kicks in.
Yep. And with all of this, you might start to question your stance in relationships, what you put up with, your patience, there's a lot. This one, there's a lot wrapped up in it.
There is, because I also think this particular moment in time, there is some shit happening around the world, in America, that I think most women are feeling more than other people. And it's hard to block that out because of where we're at with social media and just widespread news. And so you have all this happening within your body, and then you also have the chaos of the world happening.
And then you're judging all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not from a place of always understanding and knowing. So a lot of times out of not knowing what the fuck is going on, and then also feeling out of control.
And then you maybe are dealing with brain fog, and it making you struggle at work. You're not performing as well as you, like the standard you hold yourself to, or you're struggling to keep up with all of the millions of balancing acts of parenthood, and you're struggling with that, so you feel bad. Maybe.
There's so much.
There's so many more, and now
maybe your husband annoys you in a way you never knew.
Yeah,
and it's deep. And it's
and you no longer have the neurotransmitter help, the chemical help to feel better about it. Yeah. And it's just hitting you hard.
And resentment and other things. Yeah. Things that you maybe felt like you could keep in perspective before, you cannot keep in perspective anymore.
Yeah. That's a big one. And it's interesting though, like we said, that it's not necessarily the reason. If we hop on a call with you today, it probably would not be the reason that you're like, here's why I called. But if we ask a few questions and dig in, I would say almost without fail, it has come up like, actually, you're right. Like, I do feel down, or I do feel resentful, or I do feel
emotional.
Yeah,
I'll say emotional in some way.
Yeah.
I feel depressed. I feel like there's some emotion that's been being repressed out of judgment because it's not safe in the world.
Yeah. I feel just really reactive instead of responsive.
That is probably the one we hear the most. Not in those words. Those are the nice words we put them into, but
yes.
Okay.
This one is hilarious because this one was funny. Jill and I were both dealing with this, and we thought it was just a unique issue for us. Like, I don't think we even knew each other were dealing with it until I literally remember the woman who was like, my ears. She's like, my ears are so itchy, like I cannot. And I was like, what? Yeah, we all were like, us too.
Like, be shoving a pen in there.
Dude, can't get in there deep enough. And I know you're not supposed to put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yes, they do.
And that pairs with itchy skin.
Yeah.
Which I just thought I was taking showers that were too hot. And I needed to dial it back on the volcano temps.
Get a little moisturizer up on that skin.
Apparently, but no.
No. So, itchy skin, itchy ears.
As I'm itching. Yeah.
Like, I literally, as you open this, I was like,
just talking about it, it's making my ears itch.
Like, the itch. It's real.
It's so real.
And it's super interesting why.
Yeah. So, our estrogen kind of helps us maintain our moisture in our skin. And as that is declining, our moisture is declining. So we're just drying out. And our tissues are getting thinner.
And as the tissues get thinner, your nerves come closer to the surface.
Yeah.
So
you're more sensitive.
Get more sensitive to the things. Oh my gosh.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why it doesn't affect just your skin. It can affect your inner ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can affect sex. It can affect
eyes, your vaginal health, so many places.
Like, all sorts of things.
Or if you get
creepy crawlies.
Creepy crawlies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or like for me, increased sensitivity. Like my face has gotten, like if I wear a hat or something, I'm just way more sensitive.
Oh, mine is. I've never liked, like if we sit and my husband's like rubbing, I've never enjoyed it. It's always been overstimulating. But now I'm like, that freaking hurts. It feels like you're skinning me alive. Like you might as well be rubbing like a rasp on my skin. Stop touching me.
Stop touching me.
Or touch me like this.
Yeah.
You can do this. If you do this, I'm a break your face off.
You might be neurodivergent. And that could be a thing.
That could be it too.
But also, like, if your hoodie annoys you now, Tiff's with you. Like, this hoodie I love
need
now.
soft things now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is funny, though. I always just thought that was maturity and a quality thing. But I'm like, no, it might actually be a thing that I'm way fussier about. Mm-hmm. Tiff and I both hate wearing jeans. I wore jeans half of my life as the preferred thing, and now I'm like, if it is not buttery soft, even my leggings, if they're not buttery soft anymore,
the seams
if they get
are in
a
the
little
wrong spot, I can't.
On. And it's because our skin is becoming more sensitive.
Oh yeah. And this is a big one. Like, at least half of women will deal with this, like, itchy skin, sensitive skin, dry skin. Like, you find, like, you have to change up your skincare routine. Like, whatever lotion you were using, now you have to change. Or you never had to use lotion before, now you feel like you do.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
But you probably think that that's just normal aging because the aging industry, the anti-aging industry has us already lotioning everything up. So maybe it's working. Maybe you don't have these symptoms because you're using all the right creams, but probably you are. And probably your ears itch, and maybe they even ring.
I was going to say, and if they're not itchy, maybe they're ringing. Yeah. Yep. So tinnitus, how do you say it?
I say tinnitus. And in the military, that's how we said it. And I would say that is a place in the world where it is the most prevalent diagnosis. So I'm going to say tinnitus.
It's tinnitus. That affects a lot of women, like 30%. Mm-hmm. You start to get some ringing in your ears, which this is a hard one because is it perimenopause? Yes, we know estrogen affects the internal.
Did you also go to the Zach Bryan concert yesterday?
But also, did you used to listen to music way too loud? Like,
yes, yeah.
It could be both.
It could be
But
both.
again, here's where those gender match studies can be helpful. Because if it's happening to women more than it's happening to men, it's probably related to the feminine body.
As you're saying this, I'm like, I do have a dull ringing happening right
now.
But really, when we first brought this up, I was like, yeah, I get that sometimes. Like, where I always say it's a divine download. Just call it something magical. But I get the big B for a little while. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's almost always just on one side or the other. As I'm saying all this one's getting way louder. But maybe I have tinnitus.
Maybe you have tinnitus. Or maybe it's a divine tinnitus. A tinnitus. Yeah. So those are hilarious. Those are weird ones.
And they're all kind of tied together because it's the estrogen receptors.
Yes.
Not breaking down, but not getting the amount of estrogen they used to. So it starts to bring these sensitivities forward.
Correct. All right.
The big one.
I'm not going to say we saved the best for last, but we're certainly going to save the one. This is
we
the
hear
one
the
that
most.
We hear the most, and I think carries the most shame/self-blame in its weight gain.
And guilt.
The guilt around it. And you're literally, women are freaking driving themselves into the ground, starving themselves, working out ridiculously, trying to lose the weight.
To a detriment.
Yeah. Or they're like, I've done everything the same my whole life, and I've always been fit, or I've always been happy.
Yep.
I haven't had to buy new clothes in 20 years, and now, like, I can't get my jeans up. Like, what is happening? And their doctor is probably like, this is part of getting older. And some guy on the internet's like, well, it's calories in, calories out. So they start skipping breakfast and eating a hard-boiled egg for lunch. Like,
yep. Or 500 calories a day because a doctor was like, well, that can't possibly be what you're eating. Like, what?
It's so infuriating.
Yeah.
And it also is, like, centered right around your belly, which I feel like for a lot of women is a little bit more sensitive of an area to carry it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And our culture has created that.
Oh, yeah. We all need to be thinny, thigh gap, flat
And
belly.
we're in a weird time where super thin is back.
Oh, my God.
And it's so weird. You guys, if you are in perimenopause, please do not follow the super thin because all you're doing is destroying your bones when they already need as much help as they can get.
They're at a risk right now anyway.
Yes.
They're already at a risk. But what you would do to help your bones is also what you can do to help your weight gain.
Yep.
And that's lift. Build your muscle.
Yeah.
Build your muscle.
Yeah.
So as our muscle, like, our hormones amplify the signal when we work out. It's going to be like, hey, make more muscles.
And your body's like, cool, we'll make more muscles.
Yeah. And that amplification signal goes away or it gets turned down because your hormones are going down. And so your same workout isn't getting you the same results. Like that is literally happening. And if you don't have as much muscle, now you're burning less calories at rest, so your metabolism's going down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why you can eat all the same things you've always eaten and gain weight.
Yes. Now, that's what's happening maybe in the gym.
Yeah.
In your body, your cortisol is staying high because modern life is crazy. We're being attacked with notifications and things to do all the time. We already went through some of the things that are happening hormonally that are impacting the stress, like staying high in a chronically high stress environment. And all that's doing is telling our body to store more fat, store some belly fat.
And now you're eating less and your body thinks it's starving and it's like store.
Yeah. Like increases the stress response.
And the increased activity. So, and then you were like, hey, I'm going to add a run because I'm gaining weight.
Yeah.
And now you're putting more demand on your body and more demand on your stress system.
Yeah.
With less fuel. And your body's like,
yeah. Well, actually, your body just says, okay, cool, let's make sure we keep some fat around our organs.
Yeah.
And
that's the squish.
Yeah, you get the squish.
The
squish little belly. And then we get some insulin resistance.
Like part lifestyle, part hormone decline, part our societal.
Yeah, part everything. And again, because we don't live in a vacuum and all of these things are happening to us all of the time. And I feel like that's not even to say that doing the right things can just be harder as you get older because you tend to be busier.
Yeah.
Like you have less time.
You have more responsibilities.
Yeah, you have more responsibilities. Also, the social media influencer situation is a bit crazy.
It's a bit crazy.
And so you have no idea what's real, what's not.
Yeah.
What to follow.
Literally with AI, who knows with videos anymore.
And literally companies like marketing, like they make things taste in a specific way to make you want more of them. Like
literally to addict
you to eating them. Like it is so hard to do the right thing and find the right thing. And so you can see why couple culturally what's happening with what's happening in your body. And you're like, of course you're gaining weight.
Yeah. And then when you're gaining the weight and you're doing all these things and you're stressed out and you start to spin out, which we already talked about, and the self-blame hits, and then that thought pattern, that negative spin takes hold, and now what was just a responsibility or a stress becomes a lion, and it perpetuates the whole flipping cycle over again. And then you judge yourself harder and you get more frustrated, and like it literally
or you start doing all the things we talked about last week. You start adding a run and you're doing it fasted, and you start pounding protein shakes and protein bars because you read online you're supposed to get 150 grams of protein, but all you're eating is gross chemical crap, like
processed, and it's just stripping you of all of the goodness in your gut, and it just keeps spiraling. And you wonder why I'm doing everything right and feel like shit.
Yeah. And so women will gain 5 to 8% of their body weight during perimenopause, and it's just because the accumulation factor of all of those. It's not one thing. It's not, you can't be like, well, I'm really stressed, that's why I gain weight. It's like you're really stressed and you have poor gut health. You're really stressed and this and this and this and this and this and this and this.
And then normally it's like 15 and this along.
Yeah.
To get you
so long.
Where you're at right now. Which is why we can't fix it one by one. You can't just try to lose weight.
No.
It won't work. I know, because I tried.
But it's also why, like, just getting an HRT isn't also just going to be the answer.
Yeah.
Because you still need to address your gut health. You still need to address your nervous system health. You still need to address what kind of workouts are you doing. Like, HRT can be so helpful. And it can be helpful for some of the symptoms that we went through. Like, HRT is known to help. But for a lot of the things we've gone through, there's not a lot of help necessarily with just HRT.
Let's just get real. Like HRT, you're going to put hormones in your body, but if your body's not ready to optimize the hormones you're putting in, it's just like what we talked about last week with supplementation. Add supplements all you want, but if your body can't absorb it, it's just expensive pee, right? Same thing with HRT.
Yeah, I think
it has to be.
And we've seen this in some of our clients, women who will work on the foundation first. They'll get their stress management practices in place, like firmly. They're working with their nervous system. They are eating the right things to work on their gut health. Then they add a layer of HRT. The results that they get up here, incredible. Blows their minds away.
Sometimes you don't even need a lot of HRT at that point. And you could be microdosing, you could be like whatever, and get crazy results.
And then we might see people who, they're all in. They're like, I'm doing HRT, I'm working with you guys, I'm doing all these things. And they're still getting results. I don't want you to be like, oh, HRT isn't working. But it's coming a little bit slower. Because they're trying to do so much at once in an already overloaded system. But yeah. So we're not villainizing HRT. It's wonderful.
No.
It's so wonderful.
And highly advocate most women should do it.
Yeah. It's kind of like getting, you just have to make sure you get the foundation first.
Yes.
You know?
And look at the whole picture, not just pieces.
Yeah.
Which too many women who come to us are only looking for a quick fix in one piece. But that's what we want to help you with, is to see the whole word problem.
The whole word problem.
The whole word problem.
Exactly. You are a whole word problem.
Yes, you are. And it probably takes a creative solution to resolve it.
Yes. So
A customized creative solution.
Which, if you haven't gathered by now, work on your gut health, work on your nutrition, work on your stress. And if you feel you should get some symptom improvement. And if that feels a little overwhelming, this is the kind of stuff we do every day in MoonBody. We look at you as a whole person. We'll tell you exactly what to do. We have a really amazing and just a proven protocol that is helping so many women.
Yeah, step-by-step plan. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to, you just know this is where I'm at. Yeah. And this is what I'm doing every day.
We try to simplify it.
And we try to keep it
we know
doable
we know you're hella busy.
Yeah.
Like little
We're
things,
hella busy,
baby steps. But also, we're dropping free truth bombs on the podcast. We have a free community.
Yeah.
You can
Which
join.
I'll put in the show notes below.
There we go. Yeah. So we got you. No, wherever, however far you want to dip your toes.
Yeah.
There's something.
Just remember that perimenopause, it's an opportunity to look at your life, to figure out how to orchestrate it to live your best damn life. It's an invitation. It's an awakening. It doesn't have to be the end. It should be the beginning of something really, really great.
Of something new. Yeah.
So if you carry nothing forward but that,
some hope.
That's a good one.
Maybe some hope.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. We'll see you next week.
Bye.